In the 1950s, there was hardly anybody studying the moon or the planets except for one astronomer at the University of Chicago, Gerard Kuiper, and he wanted to have more time to look at the moon and map the moon, so he moved to the University of Arizona and set up the Lunar and Planetary Laboratory, doing this very niche thing of mapping the moon. 6 months after he got to the University of Arizona, the moon was a national priority, and so the Lunar and Planetary Lab grew from that. But in a lot of ways, modern planetary science, a large fraction of it grew from LPL. LPL has been involved with most missions that have gone to the other planets. Kuiper was the principal investigator for the first camera that took an up-close picture of the moon. We've had the people in charge of cameras that took the first pictures of Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and Uranus and the best pictures of Mars. And so LPL has been at the forefront for more than 50 years now.
We're very fortunate to have been able to collaborate for over 40 years with LPL, starting with the seminal Space Science series on cutting-edge research. And most recently, we have published Under Desert Skies by Melissa Sevigny, which tells the history of LPL and the last 50 years at the place where planetary science was born. So we've always published their research, and now we're really excited to be able to publish their story.
Here in Special Collections, we document the history of LPL. We have a lot of records and papers of prominent individuals, including Gerard Kuiper, Tom Garrels. We have material from Ewan Whitaker, and we most recently acquired the papers of Peter Smith. These materials are important not just at the campus level, but really at a national and international level. And here in Special Collections, we have those. And we make it available to researchers from all over the world.
It is amazing that we can have this collaboration where a substantial fraction of the most important things we've done is just going across the street and is going to be there when somebody 20, 30, 50 years from now wants to know what really happened when they were planning Viking or Voyager or any of those missions.
The library is great because we're very on top of some of these information needs that are sort of becoming more important, like management of data, digital data in whatever format. And so we have people here in the library who develop their expertise in these areas.
And I'm working with the Lunar and Planetary Lab as part of the Astronomy Data Hub project. A good example of the type of data that we'll be working with is the data from the Catalina Sky Survey, which is basically searching for asteroids.
Is this something that might potentially come into Earth orbit and something to keep an eye on kind of thing? So they had all this backlog of data and they wanted to find a way to convert it to a new format so it could be used.
We can really make a contribution to making their data available by helping them describe their data so other people can find it.
UA libraries have been very good to work with. They have been good at coming up with ideas of things that we can do together. When we come up with ideas, they will at least entertain them and find out whether they will work or not. So it's been a very fruitful collaboration.
And that's when you start to see that connection between the work that we do, the work that the faculty do, and how when we come together, it really has that long-term benefit for everyone in the community, not just regionally, but potentially, nationally and even globally sometimes.